Thanks for joining me on All About Ali. I am Ali Smith and I have a video for you that is not like my normal videos. So let's get started. I woke up to a ton of DMs in my Instagram as well as other responses that I was tagged in regarding a video that someone had mentioned me in. His name is Cali Muscle, I think. I don't know. I'm assuming because I've heard Greg say it a couple of times. His name's Cali Muscle. He, I guess, is a YouTube person. I have no idea what he does because I've never watched a single one of his videos. I've never watched a video of what Greg did on him. So I have no idea who he is. But in reading the responses, I knew that he had said something about me. So let's just listen to what he said.
I checked out some of your videos and I want to say I'm sorry, man. From the alpha male's side of life, I'm sorry that you got bullied as a kid. I'm sorry that you only grew 5 foot nothing. I'm sorry that your sperm count is zilch and you can't have kids. I'm sorry that you can only find a woman or whatever that is that's taller than you, you know, that you have to deal with all that in life, man. I apologize.
So that was the part right there. So he pretty much said to Greg, I'm sorry that you're so short. I'm sorry that you have a low sperm count and can't have kids. And I'm sorry that you're a woman. And then there was like chirping noises. And he called me a whatever that is. So that's what everyone was writing me about. Like, don't bring Greg's, woman into this. That's not right. You don't even know Ali. I'm not kidding you. Like, there's probably about 20, I can scroll through all these comments that have to do with him insulting me. And I only watched a part of the video, just the first part of the video. Once he was referring to me, I stopped watching it. But I checked out some of the comments that people had tagged me in, and there are a ton of comments. And this is when it was freshly posted. So there's probably a million more of people just standing up to me and saying, that's so low. His girl didn't do anything to you for her to bully her. So I'm gonna spin this video more my style. So instead of doing a response video, I'm going to talk about bullying and how I personally deal with bullying. Growing up, I was never bullied. I had a really good group of friends. I was athletic. I had my friends on my different sports teams. And I was never really bullied, at least not in any sense of the way that it affected me any. Definitely bullying back then is different than bullying now. Bullying back then was more like, oh, I'm gonna steal your lunch money, or oh, I'm gonna pull your hair, or oh, you're not invited to my birthday party, or stuff like that. We didn't have cell phones, we didn't have internet, we didn't have social media. Nowadays, and I'm so lucky that I grew up when I did, and that I don't have kids who have to grow up in this world. The cyberbullying is so intense these days and so destructive to the mental health of our kids and our youth growing up. And I really just feel for parents as well as kids who have to grow up or who have to raise kids in this day and age. I was looking at some stats before I did this video. And I was on one website that said they did a survey of 30 countries, and 1 in 3 young people or children have said they've been a victim of online bullying. And teachers report that cyberbullying is the #1 safety concern in their classroom. Let that sink in, because I'm almost in tears thinking about that. Nowadays, everything that's done, people post and other people screenshot. And it's once it's online, it's there forever. People have it. There's just no way around it. And the way you can just send out all this information in a matter of seconds is extremely destructive. Back in the day when you used to do things, It was just whoever saw what you did remembered what you did, and it was your word against his word or your word against her word. Nowadays, it's all online. So interactions with people of authority like police officers, interactions with your fellow peers, it's all caught on video and then posted on social media. And that is a very, very scary thing. So bullying nowadays is so much easier to do because A, you don't have to face the person. You just sit behind your computer or sit behind your phone and type these mean, horrible things. And you can't take it back because now it's online and people have seen it and there's no going back. Whereas before, if you got in a fight with your friend, you said what you needed to say, no one heard it except for your friend, and then if you were wrong, you apologized, and then it was done with. Having the power to sit behind a screen and not say it to someone's face, these bullies think that they can say anything and do anything, and there's no repercussions. And the suicide rate of our young people this day and age is extremely high. I personally know many people who have taken their own lives due to bullying and due to not feeling accepted. And that is very disheartening to me to think about that, because being unique and being special is what makes this world such a great place to live in. Everyone being different, everybody being unique. Imagine everybody being the same. What kind of a boring world that would be to live in. So to not accept someone based on the way that they look, the way that they dress, the job they have is not right. What gives anybody the right to tell someone that they're not good enough when you probably don't even know that person? Callie Muscle wouldn't be able to pick me out in a lineup of people, just as I wouldn't be able to pick him out in a lineup of people. But he felt that he had the right to say something negative about me and bully me.
This is my friend Kylie Muscle. Bullying is not okay.
To try to make a point against my boyfriend, against somebody I know. How low is that? It makes me feel bad for these people that they have to make someone else feel bad because they don't feel good about themselves for whatever reason. They maybe had a bad day. Maybe somebody made fun of them. So they feel like they have to do it to somebody else to make themselves feel better. And I've never been about that kind of life. I love when people are happy and when people feel good about themselves. That makes me happy. And that makes me want to be a better person when I see other people responding in such a positive way, like, man, thank you for saying that you liked my hair today. Like, that really made my day. Wouldn't you much prefer to live in a world where people said nice things to you instead of putting you down or bullying you or bashing you? Like, imagine you being responsible for making somebody have a bad day or making someone potentially think about taking their own life. The guilt, A, I would never do it. And B, even if I was that kind of a person, I couldn't live with myself knowing that I potentially had something to do with someone having a bad day or someone taking their own life. It's just not in me as a human. And thinking about how it is in other people is very sad. Like, I'm sorry you grew up and had a difficult life and you feel like this is the only way to make yourself feel better. There's so many other positive things to do to make yourself feel better and to grow as a human and to actually give positive things into this world. It's so much more difficult to be a mean, negative person than it is to be a happy, positive, loving person. Trust me, smile. You'll automatically feel so much better about yourself if you're just pleasant and happy. Some people are gonna be like, well, Greg deserves these things. Look at the type of videos he does. But I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with everything that Greg does. Greg is a separate person. We do very different things. But speaking the truth or pointing out when someone is incorrect is completely different than bullying someone, than telling someone they're ugly or that they have a big forehead or that they have cellulite on them. That's bullying. That's not being constructive. That's not helping somebody. Speaking the truth and bullying are two different things in my book. And Greg is the furthest thing from a bully that I've ever met, ever. He very much is inclusive of everyone, all the circles.
Let's all bond together and be circles.
All the men, all the women, all the kids, all the animals. So it's what he does is very different, and it's important to know the difference between those two. In my world, with social media, there's a lot of comments. I tend to read as many as I can on my own social media or my own YouTube. I tend to not read any on Greg's just because I don't like to, I feel like I want to stick up for him and I want to get in there and be like, don't be so mean, but he can handle himself. So with me, when I see a negative comment, it's hard to not focus on that. And I have to tell myself, there's one negative comment and 100 positive comments. What am I going to let fill my mind? What am I going to use brain power to get consumed with? Something negative or something positive? So I just choose to not let the negative comments take up any of my time or any of my energy, because all the good stuff, that's what I have time for. That's what makes me happy. So that's what I want to spend time on. The negative stuff, these people don't know me. So their judgment of me doesn't mean anything because they don't know who I am as a person. And their comment is based on what they see on social media, what their own views or perspectives are. And that has nothing to do with me. That has all to do with them. All I can do is control my own mind, my own emotions, what comes out of my own mouth. I can't control that with other people. So I choose to focus on me and making myself better and making everyone around me better, not poorer. I don't want people upset watching me or upset with something I say, because the world is hard enough. They don't need to hear anything from me, someone who doesn't know them. I'm thankful that I was raised in a home that was excessively loving and gave me all the experiences that I wanted, said I love you, hugged me. I had a very, very good childhood and a very good life. So I've been very, very lucky. Some people are not. So lashing out at other people and being negative is the only way they know how to interact. And I just hope these people realize how great they are and how much positive they can do in this world, and to sort of change the mindset from a woe is me type of a mindset to this is what my life is, and I'm going to make my life better for my kids, for generations after me. The problem with bullying is that a lot of the time it's passed down. So parents bully the children, parents bully other people. That's how kids then learn what's okay. So then they go to school, they bully their peers, and it's just a continuation cycle of bullying. Instead of trying to break that cycle, just with anything, if your parents were bullies to you or negative to you, and you know how bad you feel with hearing those negative things, so why not flip that and change it? Be like, I don't want my life to be like that. I want my life to be so much more fulfilling and positive, and I want to only do good in this world. And flip that around. Yes, it's going to be hard. Trust me, I understand this. I know that you can do it. It's small things. Start with small things. When I'm having a bad day, when something's, hurt me, I go in my car when I'm driving to work and I sing and I dance around. I go to my store, I'm dancing around, singing in the aisles when no one's there. And it honestly makes me feel so much better. So try that. Whatever makes you happy, try doing that and filling your mind with good things and positive things. And just don't fill your extra brain space with anything negative. Just in one ear, out the other ear. Don't let it consume you and don't dwell on it. Listen to me. Right, Gail Skitton? Oh, all the positive thoughts coming from Mom. She's just sleeping through them. Yesterday, I did a video and touched on online bullying and how it affects me and some of the hurtful things that people had said. And unfortunately, I'm back for part 2 because there's been a ton more videos come out over the last day in regards to these same issues. Like I said in my first video, I hear something negative and it goes out the other ear and I ignore it. But unfortunately, there are some things that go too far and that need to be addressed. And unfortunately, I have to do that today. There have been some extremely hurtful, scary, mean, incorrect lies that people have said in their videos. And I'm going to address those today. And I'm going to address it one time. And that's all the space that it's going to take up in my brain because I refuse to feed into any of this negativity and drama. We have a bunch of grown adults acting in a manner that is so inappropriate. It's shocking to me. And my faith in humanity just keeps going down and down and down based on these people. And it's unfortunate they're raising children and their children are going to mimic what they do and how they act. And then their children are going to go to school with your children and be influenced to do the same things that they're doing. And that's not the way that the world should be going. If you're choosing to have kids, you should be raising them in a manner that is benefiting society and benefiting this world and helping others. And that's unfortunately just not how the world is going today. So some of the things that I want to address, I'm going to sort of do them I have 3 points that I want to make. Now, I haven't listened to any of these videos, but people have been DMing me and tagging me. And the first thing that I heard was that there were some threats made against Greg and I. And in no world is that okay. That's not how I was raised. If you have an issue, you have a voice, you can discuss it, but making threats is never okay. The second one that I want to point out is, again, with the name calling. I was called some pretty hurtful things, and even if that was true, even if I was any of those things that I was called, or Greg was any of the things that he was called, what does that matter? What does it matter if I choose to be something else? What does it matter if I'm a transvestite? What does it matter if I'm gay? What does it matter? Why is that used against people as a hurtful thing to say, something to bring them down? It's not okay.
You should never be ashamed of who you are.
And the last point that I want to discuss is Greg and his court issues that happened years and years ago. I sat in court and listened to every point that was made, every piece of evidence, every interview that he went through, and I know what happened. And saying that he ratted on someone was not a single truth to that at all. I know. I was there from the beginning to the end, every second of every day. So claiming that he's a rat and providing no proof of that, because I know it's 100% wrong, is not an okay thing to do, and it's slanderous and it's hurtful. So unless you're proving with actual information, not a Reddit post that somebody made, then you have zero right to make those slanderous comments. Zero. I was there. I know the truth. None of what you're saying is true. The way that court cases are dealt with in Canada is whatever thing you did, whatever illegal thing you did, is compared to multiple cases of a similar case. And then the judge decides on what the fine, jail time, house arrest time is going to be. It has nothing to do with ratting people out or giving people up. I know. I was there. So that needs to stop because it's not okay. You cannot create these false lies and assumptions about someone and put it online when you have, in fact, no facts on the case. And that's going to be the end to this. I'm not going to discuss it anymore. I've had enough of all the negativity. I've had enough of all the drama. People need to grow up, reevaluate their lives and the good that they're doing in this world. And people really need to make some hardcore changes. This world is not a good place. And if you're fueling in to the drama and the negativity and making this world a difficult place for people to live in, you are not making this world a good place for the next generation and the generation after that and the generation after that. Bullying is not okay. Making up lies is not okay. The language that is used in these videos is not okay. Take it as you will. People are still going to continue to say what you want, but I'm here to tell you that none of these lies are true. So I'm going to end the video there. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Also, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you deal with bullying. Were you bullied? How did you get past it? What do you do now? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching All About Allie. Oh, it's fine. Lou, don't bully Diva. She's fine. Lou. Diva, don't listen to her bullying you. You can come here if you want.